Jungle.
Good morning, cherished listeners. It's your morning news presented by Sebastian Boaz, aka The Morning Man. Welcome to Vision Live Headline News, streaming live from Sampa Valley here in Accra, Ghana. We bring you the most accurate and compelling stories from our community and around the globe, from breaking news to in-depth reports. Our goal is to keep you informed and engaged. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do not change your dial from here. Stay tuned. This news is proudly sponsored by International Vision Church and Allegra Kitchen Craft and Floral Institute. To the headlines. 2024 presidential election ballot paper positions will not be changed according to EC. While Ikea-Donko's image will remain on the presidential ballot on December 7th, EC clarifies. Vice President Dr. Baumia points out 7 key actions taken by the MPP to improve the health sector. It is a taboo for a man to marry another man. Former President John Mahama fights against LGBTQ. Teshi residents oppose relocation of community clinic. President Akufo-Addo to commission flower pot interchange on November 19th. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump names Mask and Ramaswamy to lead newly formed Department of Government agency. Ugandan TikTokers held for insulting president and family. Sports. Jordan Ayew, 13 others joined Black Stars camp ahead of Angola and Niger games. For Black Stars, Gideon Mensah explains why club success doesn't always translate to national team. Entertainment. Salinko reflects on the trauma after breakup with ex-wife. Proof to church instrumentalists you care. Ankla to church leaders.
Audio Jungle.
Now to the main news. The Electoral Commission of Ghana, EC, has confirmed that there will be no change to the ballot paper positions for the 2024 presidential election. Following the passing of Ikea-Donko, the presidential candidate of Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, and number 3 on the ballot, public discussion arose over the possibility of reshuffling the positions. However, at a press conference on Tuesday, November 12, 2024, the EC's chairperson, Jane Mensah, clarified that the GFP's position on the ballot would simply be omitted, leaving the other positions intact. Mensah explained that the decision was made due to the limited time remaining before December 7, 2024 election and to avoid incurring additional costs. This morning, we are here to inform you of the Commission's decision to maintain the presidential ballot as it is, she said. We are almost 90% complete with the printing of presidential ballots. Given the nominees' disqualification, the Commission will proceed with the current ballot to save time and prevent additional costs. Now, the Electoral Commission of Ghana has clarified the decision to retain the image of the late Ikea-Donko on the presidential ballot paper for the 2024 presidential election. During an Inter-Party Advisory Committee (IAPC) meeting held on Tuesday, November 12, 2024, the chairperson, Jane Mensah, explained that although Ikea-Donko has passed away and Philip Apia Kubi, the replacement flag bearer for the GFP party, has been disqualified due to errors and alleged irregularities discovered in his nomination documents. The commission has chosen not to reorder the ballot positions to avoid delays and additional costs associated with reprinting. We are almost 90% complete with the printing of the presidential ballot, and you are also aware, following the passing of Madam Ekriadonko, we request the printing houses to cease printing until the law has taken its course. Now the presidential candidate has been disqualified. The commission wants to inform you that the positions will proceed on the current ballot as it is in the interest of time and to save this country's millions of cedis, she stated. She further indicated that the commission would embark on extensive public awareness campaign to sensitize the public not to vote for Ekriadonko. We will proceed with the name and image of Madam Ekriadonko, and we believe that a lot of discussions and advertisements will go on to prevent the citizenry from voting for her, she stated. On Tuesday, November 12, 2024, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, EC, disqualified Philip Appiah Kubi, known as Roman Father, the replacement flag bearer for the Ghana Freedom Party, due to errors and alleged irregularities discovered in his nomination documents. In other news, the Vice President and the presidential candidate of the MPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has highlighted major interventions by the MPP government, which he said are transforming the health sector. Speaking at the launch of telehealth in Ejiso, an application which can be used to remotely seek medical attention, Dr. Bawumia said the government over the past 8 years prioritized these interventions to address many challenges in the health sector, which a Akufo-Addo government inherited. The Vice President said the interventions, about 7 of them, are all contributing towards the transformation of the healthcare system. Below are some interventions. Dr. Bawumia spoke about restoring of nursing trainee allowance, 1 constituency, 1 ambulance, revival of the NHIS and covering more diseases. Agenda 111, which is to build hospitals in newly created regions without district and regional hospitals. Drone medical delivery. E-health, where medical records will be digitized to replace hospital folders which sometimes get missing, and also add chip compounds. E-pharmacy, where a platform with over 2,000 pharmacies will be created to enable easy access to drugs. Telehealth, he says a telehealth application has been launched to provide swift and remote access to health services to Ghanaians without necessarily visiting the hospital, to save time, resources, and money. Now, John Dramani Mahama, the National Democratic Congress presidential candidate, has reiterated his opposition to the LGBTQ activities in Ghana.
Vision Life Radio, living the future now.
Speaking at a fellowship with the clergy in Kumasi on Monday, November 11, 2024, Mahama described homosexuality and lesbianism as taboos, arguing that they contradict both Ghanaian cultural values and Christian teachings. Mahama stressed that the LGBTQ practices are unsuitable for the nation, particularly for the younger generation, and that such practices should not be promoted or embarrassed in the country. For us Christians, it's taboo for a man to have sexual intimacy with a man and a woman doing the same with a woman. Talk less about marrying. Let's all try to fight against LGBTQ+ so that our children are not inculcated with the practice, he stated. In a passionate appeal to the clergy, Mahama urged them to remain steadfast in resisting the LGBTQ+ activities. He lamented that the efforts of the Western world to promote and push for the acceptance of LGBT practices in Ghana, attributing his eternal pressure to the financial aid that many African countries receive from Western nations. He suggested that with such support, it is often tied to demands for acceptance of LGBTQ+ practices. Christians, smaller gods, Muslims, imams have all expressed their objection against the LGBTQ+ because it's against our traditions and customs.
Audio Jungle.
In other news, residents of Teshi Mamli in the Lejokuku constituency are opposing a directive by the Ministry of Health to relocate the Teshi Community Clinic. The directive, which is to make way for rehabilitation works at the clinic, has been met with opposition from residents who describe as the directive as ill-timed. In a letter cited by the Ghana News Agency, GNA, the ministry redirected the management of the clinic to urgently relocate to a new place to make way for rehabilitation works. The letter, dated October 16, 2024, and signed by Dr. Bernard Okoboyi, the Minister of Health and the New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the area, cited a significant increase in population that has placed pressure on the facility as the reason for the relocation. It is said the Teshi community has seen a significant increase in population, thereby putting pressure on the facility. It is said the Teshi community has seen a significant increase in population. The residents, however, are of the view that the relocation gravely affects them as the facility is near major health service provider, especially for pregnant women and children in the community. Now, the President Akufo-Addo is expected to commission the newly built Flower Pot interchange on November 19, 2024. This was revealed by the Communications Director at the Presidency, Eugene Ahen. The flyover, the motorway interchange project, was designed to complement the newly completed underpass and serve as an alternative for north-south movement. The project has been amended several times and now consists of an 800-meter span flyover that starts at the Palace Mall of Spintex Road and ends at Boundary Road in East Legon. Additional features include ramps onto the motorway and improvements at the Flower Pot runabout approaches Spintex, as well as access through the old tunnel to East Legon. The U.S. President-elect Donald Trump said on Tuesday that Elon Musk and the former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy will lead the newly created Department of Government Efficiency. Musk and Ramaswamy will have the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies, Trump said in a statement. Trump said their work would include by July 4, 2026, adding that a smaller and more efficient government would be a gift to the country on the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The appointment reward two Trump supporters from the private sector. Elon Musk leads electric car company Tesla, social media platform X, and a rocket company SpaceX, while Ramaswamy is the founder of a pharmaceutical company who ran for the Republican presidential nomination against Trump and then threw his support behind the former president after dropping out. Elon Musk gave millions of dollars to support Trump's presidential campaign and made public appearances with him. Trump had said he would offer Musk, the world's richest person, a role in his administration promoting government efficiency.
Audio Jungle.
In sports news, 14 players have officially reported to the Black Stars camp as the team prepares for their crucial match against Angola. The arrival of these 14 players brings the total number of players into camp of 22, with only Ebenezer Annan yet to join the squad. The late arrivals of Jordan Ayew, Lawrence Atisigi, Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, Alidu Seidu, Kingsley Skindler, Terry Jegbe, Francis Ibu, Forsin Amankwa, Ransford Yeboah, Kingsford Doffa, Ibrahim Suleimana, Ernest Nyama, Abdul Fattah Isahuku, Nathaniel Ejei, and Michael Bedu. They join Razak Samson, Isaac Afo, Emmanuel Entry, Gideon Mensah, Kudus Muhammad, Elisha Owusu, Joseph Wolacott, and Osman Bukari. According to the itinerary provided by the Ghana Football Association, the team will depart Ghana on Wednesday. The match day 5 fixed against Angola is scheduled for November 15, 2024 in Luanda. Black Stars defender Gideon Mensah has shed light on why players of the national team can't always replicate their strong club performances for the national team. Over the years, football fans in Ghana have often expressed disappointment about the performances of Black Star players when they play for the national team. For many fans, there appears to be a disparity between club and national team performances. But Axure and Black Stars defender Gideon Mensah, speaking to the media during the Black Stars first training session at the Accra Sports Stadium, stood up for his Black Stars teammates, explaining why fans feel this way and why their club level performances often appear stronger than those with the national team. According to the left back, even when they perform well for the national team, it still won't match how they play at their club teams, citing their consistency of training together at the club level as a key factor in their club performances. Even if we are performing very good in the national team, it's still not going to be like the performances in our clubs, because we are playing in a club where you have been training for the whole season together every day, and you come to the national team where you have 3 days or 4 days to train before the game, he said. He was quick to acknowledge, however, that they are always willing to go out for every game, even though it wasn't smooth. In entertainment news, Ghanaian gospel musician Anklato is unhappy about how some churches treat their instrumentalists and other musicians. Speaking to TV3 Showbase 360, Anklato premised his concern on Luke 10 verse 7, which says every laborer deserves their wages. He therefore admonished churches to pay particular attention to their musicians and to those that need help. The scripture makes it clear in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. The Bible says that no soldier goes to war buying his own uniform and boots. No, he deserves to be taken care of. He also says the laborer deserves his pay, so when you go, they will give you where to sleep, and it must be given, and because it is assured, you don't need to worry about changing them, because it is something that must be made for you. He said, according to him, even if the churches do not have the financial muscle to pay their musicians every month, they need to show concern about their well-being. Probably, if you don't put them on salary, prove to them that you care, Anklato said.
Audio Jungle.
Ghanaian Kumewood actor Ibrahim Kofi Davis, popularly known as Salinko, has opened up on the emotional journey he endured following the collapse of his marriage due to his ex-wife Nancy Owusu. During his wedding ceremony on November 9, 2024 in Accra, Salinko developed a heartfelt speech revealing the struggles he faced after his marriage ended. He narrated how, in the aftermath of his divorce, he had no more confidence in except God. When my marriage came into an end, I was facing a lot of issues. I went into marriage bankrupt, and I also lost my dad. I had no one to discuss my issues with except my maker. I paid a visit to my sister in London. When I got there, I had to move to the USA for a meeting, but I was rejected. I was facing a lot of issues, so I had to come back to Ghana. So I asked for them to refund my ticket so that I could go back to Ghana, but they asked me to pay for it. That was how Obaya came into the picture. She said, Salinko noted how he was on a talking stage with 3 different women, including his wife, Lydia Atta. I was talking to 3 different women about possibly starting a relationship. One day, as I was going through my phone, I realized my marriage with Nancy had indeed ended, and she left without understanding what I had gone through. He says he now enjoys his new relationship he has found with his wife, Lydia Atta. would like to announce that the International Vision Church and Vision House Ministry is presenting a program with a theme, the workings of prayer. This theme is hosted by our own Pap Daddy, Apostle Alex and Mrs. Grace Nkrumah. Some ministers to minister at this conference are Reverend Dr. Thomas Entry, Reverend Dr. New Life Ben Zotu, Bishop Dr. Paul Kwame Vitash, and Apostle David Okansi. This program takes place on Monday to Friday, 18th to 22nd November 2024. And on Sunday is climax, 24th November 2024. There's also a free dental treatment on Saturday, 23rd November 2024. This church can be located at Fastor adjacent 2nd Sampa Valley, near Old Barrier, Malam Kaswa Road. For more details, you can contact 024 519 3706. 024 519 3706. Some ministers to minister at this occasion are Mrs. Janet Ashambo, the Visionaries, and Noah Ama. I would like to see you there, and don't hesitate to lose this program. See you, God willing, tomorrow. Dear listeners, this is the end of today's news and was presented by Sebastian, aka The Morning Man. This news was proudly sponsored by International Vision Church and Allegra Kitchen Craft and Flora Institute. To sponsor this new segment, kindly contact 024 519 3706. 024 519 3706. 050 302 7765. 0244 577 335. 0244 577 335. Catch you same time tomorrow here at 6:30 a.m. on Vision Live Radio. Have a blessed day.
Audio Jungle.